Hello. In today's module, we will be discussing about definition, concept, and importance of management, which is a very important topic. So let's first start by defining management. What exactly is management? Now, a very famous personality, which is Mary Parker Follett, has given a very popular definition of management, which is given as management is the art of getting things done through people. Now, is this the right definition of management? It is not really a universally accepted definition because it fails to highlight different factors like what are the functions of a manager. It also ignores the scientific aspect of management, which is given by Taylor. It also ignores the human aspect of management, and it just treats people as if they are just merely means of getting things done, which not actually happens. And also, it does not define the role of internal and external environment, which we all know that affects the organization. So it's very important to understand what is the real definition of management. So the real definition or the more effective definition of management is that management is the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling activities of and using resources of an organization for accomplishing the organizational goals efficiently and effectively in an ever-changing environment. Now, this definition takes into account the different functions of management like planning, organizing, directing, controlling. We also have functions like reporting, coordinating. So, all these are important functions which are taken into account in this definition. It also talks about organization utilizing its resources efficiently and effectively, that is, optimally utilizing the resources. And it also talks about the ever-changing environment in which the organization functions, which is the internal environment and the external environment. The internal environment is basically your customers, your employees, your suppliers, competitors, which basically directly affect your organization, all your stakeholders. And your external environment is your pestel, that is political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, ecological, and legal environment, which indirectly affects the organization. So it is important to understand that all these changes or all these environments affect your organization directly or indirectly. So this is the more effective definition of management. Now, another important concept of management is the 5 M's. So what are these 5 M's? Let's just understand, and how are they important part of management? So the first M is the methods. Now it is very important when you are managing things that you know the right method of doing things. If you do not know the right methods of doing things, then you will not be able to manage things properly. You also require material, which we have already talked about, that is optimal utilization of material, the best possible way in which the material or the resources needs to be managed. So this is the second M of management. The third M of management is the machinery or the tools with which the management needs to be performed. So machinery or the tools are required for proper working of the organization. Next M or the fourth M is money. Now, without the resources, financial resources or money, one organization cannot really function. And the fifth and the very important function, as you can understand by the picture now, is man. So without manpower, no organization can function. So this is the most important M in the 5 M's of management. Now let's understand the different concepts and nature of management. The first very widely discussed or debatable concept of management is whether management is an art or it is science. Well, ideally, management is a combination of both art and science. How science? Because science basically talks about principles, it talks about theories. So, a person, he or she needs to have knowledge of the management principles. They need to have that particular knowledge of how to apply those theories and what are the different theories and principles of management. So that is a science aspect of management. Now, what is the art aspect of management? The skills of how to apply the knowledge or how the knowledge can be utilized is the art aspect of the management. So a management is basically a combination of art, which is the principles and theories, knowledge of principles and theories, and art, that is how to apply that knowledge or how to apply those principles in the organization. That is basically art. The second concept or nature of management is that management is a multidisciplinary discipline, which means that management itself is not a discipline, but it has evolved, or the theories have come from different disciplines or different other subjects and fields. So its theories, principles, and concepts, they are all founded upon other disciplines. Now, what are these different disciplines? These disciplines are economics, sociology, psychology, mathematics, information technology. So all these have basically contributed to the science and art of management, or to the different theories and principles and concepts of management. So management is a multidisciplinary discipline. This is the second concept of management. The third concept or nature of management is that management is intangible. Intangible stands for something which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, but it can always be felt. So management can always be felt, its existence or its inexistence, you can feel it. So if something is mismanaged, if the organization is mismanaged, you can definitely make out that the organization is mismanaged and it is not working properly. So it can always be felt, but you cannot see it or you cannot touch management. So it is an intangible thing. The fourth nature of management is that management is pervasive at all levels. Pervasive stands for something that is existent or which exists at all the levels. So whether you talk about the top level, you talk about the middle level or the supervisory level, at all levels, managerial functions and activities, they need to be performed. Everybody has to do all the management activities at some level or at some amount. Now, the fifth nature of management or the concept of management is that it is an environment oriented activities. As we have already discussed, that management or an organization's management cannot work in a closed system. That is, we cannot work as an individual system without interacting with our environment. We have to be an open system. Every organization has to be an open system. It has to interact with its environment, the internal environment as well as the external environment. And it is said that the external environment, which is a pestle, political, ecological, economical, socio-cultural, technological, and legal environment, it affects the organization to a great extent, and the organization doesn't really have a direct control over these factors. But the internal environment, it can be managed, and the organization need to manage its internal environment because that can be directly influenced or that can be directly controlled by the organization. So in the internal environment, we include all the factors like our suppliers, competitors, consumers, and all the stakeholders. The sixth concept or nature of management is that management is optimally utilizing the resources. Now, the word optimum stands for the best possible way of using the resources, of utilizing the resources. We cannot use the resources in the maximum best possible way or maximum way, but we can definitely use it in the best possible way or the optimum or the optimal way. So physical, financial, and all the informational resources of the organization, they must be optimally utilized. That is the proper management. Now let's understand what is the need or importance of management. Why do we need management in an organization? First of all, as we discussed earlier, management is required for the effective utilization of resources or for optimal utilization of resources. Secondly, along with optimally utilizing resources, it is also important to develop new resources so that we are not behind of all the resources, or we do not lack the resources which are necessary for the organization. Now, management is also the part in which we have to incorporate innovation. So it is also important because we need to incorporate innovations. Management is also important for better coordination among various departments. If we do not have proper management, then the management between different departments like your HR department, the finance department, the marketing departments, the operations department. So all these different departments, they do not have the coordination. Then the fifth importance of management is that very important that it provides a sense of security and oneness to its employees. So if the organization is mismanaged, the employees will not feel secure or they will not feel happy working in the organization. So it is very important that the organization is managed. And finally, management is also important so that all the tasks are completed in the stipulated time frame or in the given time frame. It is very important to finish the task in the optimum in the possible time frame so that all the resources are properly used.